Okay, people in this world, who I'm gonna just say the majority, because the majority are blind, and their perception has been cut off, meaning it has been removed from godly wisdom. And I'm here to help people to be enlightened, but I know I'm gonna be talking for the most to brick walls. Now, just like with Jeremiah had to teach, and it was times he didn't even feel like he wanted to teach to people who weren't gonna listen. Same with Jonah, and Jonah got disciplined, Jeremiah got disciplined, and I'm not trying to get disciplined. I may get disciplined with other things that I'm trying to work on that's hard to come over and overcome, but yet I do have the courage to teach. So people, whether you want to hear it or not, believe it, take it for what you want, I'm here to teach because I'm led to do it and I have to obey. Moving on. People gets it twisted about how their weight's supposed to be according to their height. And then they're also deceived with what they are supposed to be eating because of Satan. A dodo said that me eating at least 500 calories a day, I told him that I feel bad eating 500 calories a day because we were both watching a 600-pound show with people who overeat, and these people were eating like thousands of calories per meal, and I'm like, whoo, sheesh, I feel bad just eating 500, and I don't, but I'm saying I would feel bad eating up to 500 a day. The dodo said 500, that's unhealthy. You need to eat more than that. What the heck, you trying to be a stick or something? And I was like, wow. I was like, well, I don't have to explain right now why I'm doing that, because that was a blunt, stupid response on why I said what I said, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I just know why you responded the way you did, because you was a dodo. Now, it's according to your height, and your weight needs to be at its proper size, at its proper weight. But this just goes to show me and everybody else who lacks education on their body, on their physics. When people say things that's profound, that's never heard of, that's never spoken of, and they're not traditionally used to hearing these truths, they backlash, they attack it, for one, because they know that it's true. When people attack unfamiliar knowledge, the reason why they get offended by truth is because it mirrors their behavior, and they don't want to be mirrored. They don't want to be reminded or acknowledged that they too should be living the way that we teach. Now, people, I want you all to leave it in the comments if it's possible. Since people think that you are supposed to eat at least 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, up to 1,700 calories a day. Just let me know. Let me know, what are you eating? What are you supposed to be eating that would give you these numbers that's so-called healthy for the human body? If I supposed to eat, let's just say 1,750 calories a day, leave it in the comments on what it is that I need to consume that would add up to these numbers. Let me know what I'm supposed to be eating that would lead me to have at least 1,000 calories a day. Let me know, what are we supposed to eat that will give us a normal weight mass, that will give us a normal calorie intake for the body. Let me know, what are we supposed to eat in particular that will add those numbers up a day. Now, it really don't make sense why people think it should make sense that we should eat that much calories a day. Now, if I ask that dodo, what am I supposed to eat? The dodo so stupid, they will probably tell me, well, eat some cookies, eat some cakes, drink some sugary lemonade, eat a lot of bread. You're going to never actually met me though. Never asked them. These were comments going back and forth. And like I said, I'm not going to explain. I'm not going to this degree with a dodo that don't know me and I don't know them to comment and try to prove and validate on what I'm saying. But that's what people would have to tell me that I would have to eat to add up to them calories. But let me tell you something. If I'm eating fruits, hallelujah, and I'm eating seasoned nuts, then how much of that should I be eating in a day to give me 1,750 calories a day? What sense does that make to sit back and indulge in eating all this fruit so I can listen to what the world is telling me I need to eat for the calorie intake for the nourishment of my body? You see what I'm saying? What sense does that make? Let's just say, for instance, come on, let's go. We have apples, that's 52 calories. Orange, 47 calories. Pear, 57 calories. Grape, 67 calories. Mango, 60 calories. Kiwi, 61 calories. Plum, 46 calories. Yes, this is per fruit, people. Melon, 34 calories. Peach, 50 calories. Banana, 89 calories. Lime, 30 calories. Lemon, 29 calories. Papaya, 119 calories. That's the whole fruit. We got dates. Of course, dates is 282 calories. And that's probably eating about 4 of them. We got lychees, 66 calories, and so on. Now, the highest that I consume when it comes to eating healthy is peanuts. The majority peanuts for 1 gram. I think it's 1 gram. 1 ounce. My bad. It's 28 grams and an ounce. I have to go back and check my papers. But for a great handful of peanuts, at the most, it's 170 calories. We got dates and raisins. They high because those are dry fruits. Most peanuts, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have my paper with me. Pistachios, walnuts, and pecans and walnuts are probably like 180 in calories. But that's cool because we're not glutting. We're eating a handful of these nuts that may add up to 170 calories, including what I just mentioned on that board. An apple, 45 calories. And so when you add up that, if I add up to 1,750 calories, I'm overeating these things to reach 1,750 calories a day. Overeating is glutton, and glutton is a sin. We do not need to overeat fruits, seeds, and nuts to reach some stupid worldly number of 1,000 plus. We don't need that for our bodies. We are overeating calories. People who work out, they say the same thing, that they need all these calories to look slim and to be shredded. And they have bowls of processed foods. They have bowls of dead flesh who been lied to about it being protein. Dead flesh is good for living flesh. What sense does that make? But anyway, these people, they sit up here and say, yeah, I need 2,300 calories to look buff. Well, if you are trying to be big, then you need to eat as much as possible if you want to be big. But if you're trying to be shredded, they're lying about all these calories, because it's impossible to eat over these excessive calories and then burn fat at the same time. People are working for the system on YouTube. People are being paid to be lying to viewers and all, because people who watch these channels, they want to eat. People don't want to be told that they shouldn't eat. People don't want to be told that they need to lower their calorie intake with these foods. People are being paid to lie to people to bring in their own resources, their own finances, lying and saying that they need to eat 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 on up plus calories a day. Now, I just read off on the fruit. So that means that I would need to overeat these fruits to reach 1750 calories a day. Meaning that I won't be losing the weight that I'm trying to lose. I will be gaining it. I will have IBS on top of it, because I won't have time to let the food digest, so I be gorging and eating to reach some dumb number, and I won't be able to make a good bowel movement because I'm not allowing my body to digest and work on its own to get rid of the waste that I'm putting in my body. So I'm clogging it up and I'm doing all this because I'm trying to reach it, so my stomach is going to bulge out. I'm going to be full. Then I'm going to get sick. All because some people's is telling me that I need more calories than I supposed to take. Now, okay, cool, then we got that out the way about the fruits. I will be overeating if I'm eating thousands of calories a day. I just read it to you, and I just explained about the peanuts. Okay? Now, how about what the world is eating? Now, what are you eating that will add up to 1750 calories a day? I'll wait. Because the world is not eating healthy. The world is not eating fruit, seeds, and nuts. Even vegetables. They're not eating that. And it's impossible to overeat fruits and vegetables. It's impossible, because fruits and vegetables, even seeds and nuts without the salt, they're foods that push you in a I think it's satiety. It puts you in a satiety state, meaning it satisfies you. You're not overeating it. You're not going to be able to overeat it. It's going to give you this slightly full sensation. You're going to be satisfied. That's what I'm trying to say. The word is satiety. It's going to put you in that state. If you had some strawberries and you ate like maybe 6 good, nice, juicy strawberries, you would be straight. You will be straight for several hours, because strawberries has antioxidants in it, and it gives you everything that you need within that fruit. You see what I'm saying? See, if you eating pieces and stuff like that, and canned beefs and fried chicken, it don't have what fruit has in it. It don't have what peanuts has in it. You're being lied to about what that flesh is supposed to be doing for you. You're being lied to. So what are these high caloric crap that you supposed to eat that gives you these high calories for your body? What are you eating to add up to 1750 calories? You would have to eat a lot of crap. Cookies, pies, cakes, candies, breads, cheese, creams, milk, butter, oils. Sometimes once in a blue moon you may have a banana. That don't count. Diet Cokes and all this with sugar, and I don't even understand what's the point of even drinking Diet Cokes or Diet anything got more sugar than the regular Cokes. If you didn't know, you're drinking sugar along with your coffee, creams and sugar along with your coffee. You're drinking teas with sugar and honey. All this shenanigan. You're drinking energy drinks. Come on now, all this is in one day. Kool-Aid. Who still drink Kool-Aid today? For some people, you're drinking beer. You're drinking and eating all these calories that push you probably over 1,750 calories a day. That's the reason why people, for the majority, are overweight. But people have cognitive dissonance to believe and keep believing that they need to eat over 1,200 calories a day. What sense does that make? No man on earth should be consuming that many calories. I don't care what you're trying to do. You should be eating according to your height. If you are consuming, or you feel you need to consume 1,750 calories a day, you must be 8 feet tall. You see what I'm saying? You must be 8 feet tall and you're frail. And medically, you need to intake that many calories a day. You understand what I'm saying, people? I'm 5 feet. I was probably consuming up to 2,000 calories a day alone just by binge eating a day. And the most I've weighed eating like that and eating that many calories, the most I've weighed was 213. Now this is even after pregnancy. I was 213. It took me almost 20 years to get down from 210. And then I end up comfortably feeling that, okay, well, I lost 5 pounds. I lost 10 pounds and I went down to what? 195. And I go back up to 198. But along with what I was eating, let's just say, a whole pizza. I'll go to Little Caesars, get the $5 box of pizza, and I would eat that for the evening. Or I would go to Mr. Submarine and get me a nice veggie sub with garlic fries. I would eat that at 11 a.m. And then later on, probably eat on a big bag of Ruffles potato chips. And I would have me maybe some 7-Up pops. And then I would probably go back and snack on some fries that I might have had left over from my Mr. Submarine. Now I'm eating all throughout the day. That one meal alone, pizza is probably about 500 calories. That little small Little Caesars pizza, probably 500 calories. And then I'm eating Mr. Submarine, a long foot long Mr. Submarine veggie now. Actually it's a cheese veggie, cheese and whatever, all the lettuce and tomatoes and fries. That alone is probably about 800 calories. You see what I'm saying? And then I'm eating potato chips throughout the day. So it's non-stop. It's not like I eat one meal a day and then boom, that's it. I'm eating all day. People, them calories adds up. Not only that, you're not even giving your body enough time to digest these foods. Because when you get so-called done eating at 10 at night, let's just say, because we can't forget about the late night stores that's open, White Castles. If we feel like it, or we're bored, or we're just getting off work, we're finna go get us a midnight meal at White Castles, or go to Walgreens and stop there and get a couple of cupcakes and some potato chips. Whatever's open late, McDonald's, come on, let's go over here and get some nuggets and some fries. We're going to find every excuse to keep eating. Meaning that we are stacking food on top of food on top of food. And the food, which is the calories that we're overeating, is sitting in the cut. Meaning that we're causing a surplus and weight gain. We're gaining weight by foods that's being stored as what? Fat. We're not even giving our bodies enough time to burn off what we are constantly eating around the clock every day. Every day. Remember, 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories equals up to 1 pound of fat. No. 3,500 calories equals to 1 pound of fat. So if you're eating, or you're supposed to eat up to 2,000 calories a day, then add it up for the week. You don't think you done been and gained a couple of pounds within a week or two? A couple of pounds, maybe 3 pounds within that week. Come on, that's just that week, bro. And then you got people who overeat and glut to death, just saying that they will eat over 3,500 calories a day. I know people that will eat up to 5,000 calories a day. And that's the reason why you got the TV show. Let's go back to the Dodo, the 600-pound TV show. That's why you got that. These people eat over 5,000 calories a day. Remember, 3,500 calories a day gives you a pound of fat every day. Now keep on thinking that you need to eat 1,000 some calories a day. And let me tell you something, for the most, 1,000 some calories a day, for the most, you're not eating healthy. Because once again, healthy foods gives you that satisfaction where you can't overeat it. Even if you wanted to, you're not going to be able to, unless you're forcing yourself to do it because you're greedy. Who overeats apples? Who overeats peaches? Who overeats watermelon? Now, you may have people who watermelon fast. That's cool. Yeah, you can eat watermelon all day. But if you're hungry, you eat it when you're appetizers. You don't just eat it just to be eating it, just sitting there just eating it. Because if you're eating anything just to be eating it, you're gonna get bloated. You're not giving food enough chance to die. You're not even giving yourself a chance to be hungry again. You're not giving yourself a chance to even have an appetite. People wake up in the morning after eating last night, talking about, I'm hungry, my stomach is growling. No, that's your stomach trying to poop. That's food trying to digest, and you got gas building up. You got to fart. You got to fart, and you got to go poop. That's not you need to eat again. You just ate. You just ate 11 o'clock at night some nasty White Castles, some Burger King, or whatever that was open. You just ate that. How you hungry 5 in the morning, 7 in the morning? You just ate that. It takes 24 hours. It takes 24 hours for you to be hungry when you eat heavy like that. Come on now. These are not lies. These are truths that people don't want to hear. People just love to eat. And you're being lied to. And that's why you're fat. That's why you're obese. That's why you're overweight. Because you like to eat. And you like to hear lies on why you should continue to eat. Huh? The Dodo said eating 500 calories a day. That's not enough. That's unhealthy. You are a liar from the pits of hell. Leave me alone, like Mike Up said. You are a liar from the pits of hell. And just by that Dodo saying what they said, it's obvious that they eat at least 1,300 calories a day. Huh? What, you're a stick? What, you're fat? Because you can't tell me that eating that much every day that you're going to stop exactly at 1,300. Oh, it's 1,300. I ain't eating no more today. No, you're a liar. Whatever you're eating that amounts up to 1,300 calories, you're eating that in one seat. And then later on, you're going to eat again 1,300 calories before the day is over with. And then the next day, you're going to probably eat something that's almost up to 1,000 calories that morning. And then you're going to continue on throughout that day, and then you're going to add it up to 3,500 calories a day, meaning that you're adding on a pound every time you overeat. Come on now. I know ain't nobody never heard of this. No. My goal is to eat. Where that know that? Huh? My goal is to eat between 100 and 250 calories a day. Huh? That takes discipline. 700 to 1,750 calories per week. That's the number we're adding up. No, 1,750 will give it that week. Huh? I'm intaking up to 1,750 a week. And that's by choice. That's by choice. Huh? Between 700 and 1,750 a week and 100 and 250 a day. Come on now. Now take all those fruits that I just named, add those up between 100 and 250. Come on, add the peanuts between 100 and 250. Add my juices. That's 50 calories, my green juice. You got some of the apple cider juices. It's 120 depending on the ounces or more. So if I'm drinking a high caloric apple cider juice, that means that's all I can drink for the day. And you best to believe that's my nourishment right there. People never heard of that. That's all. I could drink me a 50 calorie Uber green juice and maybe an apple or two. That's what, 150 calories. That's all. Well, heck, that's how I'm shredding. Come on, man. And I'm satisfied and got the willpower not to glut. I don't have to overeat no more. I'm not doing that no more. I used to be fat. I used to be obese. I had that phone call from the physician telling me something. Yeah, you don't stop eating, you're going to have a stroke. You're going to have a heart attack, Miss Harris. You got to stop it. You got to lose weight. What? That was the last time I had that type of phone call. Now, we're going to look good. We're going to feel good. And we're going to please God Almighty. Stop glutting and stop willing to listen to lies. Shalom.